Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video, and I hope you guys are doing well today. We're going to be talking about a guide for new players on where and how to spend your LP. So again, you can see I have a stupid amount of LP, and I want to use this on a couple of different places. And yeah, so we're basically going to talk through each of the different categories. We're going to talk about fighting first, then gathering, and then crafting. But yeah, so let's get straight into it. Apologies if you hear bikes in the background, it's just very noisy where I'm living at the moment. First things first, so you've got your first tier here, which is your mastery. Mastery determines your skills and what tier of weapon you can use. There is literally never a situation where you should be LPing mastery, it's just not necessary. To get to 100 out of 100, I believe it's something like 8.5 mil fame. It's really not that hard, maybe a bit higher, but it's really not that hard, and actually just keep working at it. You're going to have to grind it anyway for the specialization, which is the outer tier. So at the moment, I've been LPing specialization, and the best way to do this realistically is because you get more benefit out of LP at the higher tiers of specialization. You actually want to save a lot of your LP to the higher end. My suggestion personally is farm whatever weapon or whatever armor you're trying to do. We'll talk about artifacts in a minute because they're a little bit different, but farm whatever weapon or whatever armor you're going to do up to probably about 80 out of 100. 80 is the halfway point for your mastery. Get to 80 out of 100, and then you should be at that point probably close on 40 to 50 specialization. Probably closer to 50 actually, and then as you get from there, I at that point would start LPing. First of all, start off at 10 LP per level, so as you can see it costs me 14 at the moment. Wait till it gets to about 10, which should be about sort of there-ish, and do it like that. Basically delay. You don't want to spend loads of LP early, you don't want to just put an auto use on or learn them as soon as they get to 30%. Wait till it gets to about 10 LP. Once you get to about 65, 70 specialization, you can probably go to like 15 LP each, and then once you get to like 80 plus, you can just start burning like 20 LP at a time to really speed that process up. And that's how you get, with LP, that's how you sort of power level a character up. The only two pieces of your gear ever worth LPing is your weapon and your armor. Weapons obviously typically more important, but armor still. The armor gives you the majority of your stats. If you look at my helmet right now, it gives me 196 health and 70 energy. This gives me 400 of my health. So my helmet does actually give me more energy, but my armor gives me a lot more magic resist, a lot more armor, and a lot more health. The defensive stats. And LPing that, giving it more specialization, definitely works towards that. At the moment, I haven't been LPing my robes, so 63 got to 36. Obviously, you can see I've spent a little bit of time in other robes as well. I did LP my cleric robe, I believe, up to that because I was newer on this character. But again, you just don't need to LP this at this point. It's just not efficient. My boots and my helmet are both artifacts at the moment, so 16. I haven't been LPing this at all. There's just no reason to LP artifact until you get to like 50 plus. If you're super serious about getting it, my suggestion would be wait till it gets to like 50 and everything else is like 90 plus spec. So for me, once my staff and my robe gets to 90 plus spec, I might start LPing my artifact just to help finish it off. But honestly, that's kind of what you need to do in terms of fighting. If you've got like 100 LP, if I had 100 LP, I can guarantee that would get me to at least 60 spec if I wanted to use it right now and just power level it up another couple of item power. But for me, I'm just going to let this sit here. Hopefully by the time I get to like 65, 70 spec and 100 mastery, I'll have nearly 1000 LP, which I can burn and work that out. So what you should do is, if I was to look at this now at 51, that means there's 49 levels. If I just get a calculator a sec, so 49 levels. So if I wanted to do this and do it LP at every point. It would be like 13 LP per tick if I was to just hard farm it. I could LP that all the way and it would get to 100. Now, obviously, it's better to do the higher ones lower tier, so that's what I mean by doing like 10 or 5 early and then later on doing like 20 so we could speed it up. But yeah, so I hope that's kind of helped in terms of the fighting stuff. In terms of crafting, farming, I can't really help you, never really done it, but in terms of gathering, sorry, the only time you should ever really LP it, so you can LP to there because it's 5 LP, you're going to earn that back in like one night's sleep. You then have the T3 to T4. Having T4 is quite nice. I would say this is worth doing if you want to spend the LP on, but by no means like the most important usage for your LP, because it allows you to start skinning T4 shinies. And again, you can look at my gathering guide that's coming out as well, or that's come out yesterday, I believe it will come out, to look at this, and you can kind of work off that to power level a little bit your gathering. And then the T5 to T6, so that one to that one isn't too hard, truthfully, because you can just keep farming the T4 shinies, and you'll get a load of specialization in T4 as well then. Never skin T5, it just sucks. Get to this one, you don't really need to LP this one, but this one, going 267, getting to 30% in this is the equivalent of trying to get to 100% in this. Literally, it takes so long to get to 30% in this one that you wouldn't want to go the whole 100%. So LP this one, and then from there on, you do not need to LP anything else in terms of gathering. Realistically, once you get to there, you don't really need to rush to tier 8, and actually the only difference between there's 116,000, which really isn't that much. Once you can start skinning like tier 8 and T7 shinies, you'll get that in no time at all anyway. Refining. Now, refining is a weird one. Typically, guilds will have guild refiners, so one person that refines everything for a guild, or like all of one type of resource for a guild, which means that they will probably have just an alt with LP that sits there and just auto uses LP on things, or, you know, LPs to the next level. But they want the highest specialization possible, so they get more focus cost efficiency. In terms of just random players, honestly, never really do it. It's just not worth it. For me, my gatherer is also my refiner. I can't refine T7 yet, but I have so much T6, and I'm going to keep farming T6 anyway because I'm going to be leveling my gathering, that it doesn't matter, I'm eventually going to get it. So you should never really LP refining. In terms of crafting, I honestly don't think there's ever really a need. Again, if you have a dedicated crafter and you're going to be crafting the same thing over and over again, so for me on my alt, I'm going to be crafting assassin jackets just over and over and over again. Actually doing it is, LPing it isn't the worst idea. Again, if you're going to do it similar to how you do the fighters one, where you just get it quite high naturally by itself and then like slowly use your LP into it rather than like hard spamming it. You do get quite a lot of benefits. Again, I would only ever say weapon or chest piece, mainly because while you don't get item power bonus, there's a good chance you're going to get higher quality when you craft these items. And again, that quality is basically directly translated to item power, which means that you gain more benefit by getting a masterpiece weapon than you would do by getting a masterpiece boots, if that makes sense. But yeah, in terms of the farming, I don't really know. I'm going to be getting into farming a little bit more so I can do a video on that. People have been asking that for a long time since beta 3, and I've just never gotten into it. But we will certainly be having a look towards that. Never LP anything just down here. It's just never ever worth it. But yeah, like I said, so quick overview, don't ever LP mastery, just not worth it. Specializations, try to stagger your LP, save it till later on in the levels, just because honestly it's just super efficient compared to lower levels. Even LPing this now is kind of a waste of LP if I was to do it. Offhands, never really worth LPing. Most of the time, I mean Taproot, because so the way offhands work, if it's a percentage, So like this, specialization doesn't affect it. If it isn't a percentage, i.e. taproot, specialization does affect it. So having mastery in this does actually give me more benefit out of it. So maybe there's an argument to LP that book. I would say the only time it's ever worth doing, to be honest, is if you're going to be running taproot. If not, I would honestly never do it. But guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and catch you later, guys. Goodbye.